Alright, here we are with our first 22 Traders 4 box break. Break 151. So our team list: Broncos, Scott Crimo; Raiders, Jason Holmgreen; Bulldogs is for Zayden Hodgson; might be Kelly, I'm not sure, sorry guys. Andrew Kite for Sharks, Stephen Cliven for Titans, Jared Rees for Manly, Jackson Schumi for Storm, Zayden for Knights, Daniel Jones for Cowboys, Dan Taylor for the Eels, Lauren Plath for Panthers, Jade Mellons for the Rabbitohs, Matthew Tidbury for Dragons, Jackson Schumi for Roosters, Warriors Chris Wright, and Tigers Zayden once again. Alright. We have our 4 boxes, fresh case. Let's go. Let's bring up the chat windows. There we go. G'day Jade, welcome. Season to remember: Jordan Rapana for the Raiders, Angus Crichton parallel for the Roosters, so we have another 4 box break listed up on the website, guys, and 1 spot left in a pick your team draft pick. Rising Stars, Zach Sini for the Tigers, Liam Martin parallel for Panthers. Hey Jared, welcome mate. Rising Stars, Jira Mamoisi for the Knights, Tommy Turbo parallel for Manly, Tyson Gamble parallel for Broncos, High Performance, Brendan Smith for the Storm, Toby Rudolph parallel for the Sharks, yep, Lauren got Panthers and you got the Rabbitohs. Jerome Hughes, Master and Apprentice for Storm. I'm sure I marked that off on my list. I will double check now. Yep, all good. Stefano Utakamanu parallel for Tigers. Greg Marju, Rising Stars for Titans. Still to come, buddy. Still to come. Mitchell Moses parallel for the Eels. No worries. I'm sure Lauren will be thanking you, appreciative. Dan Taylor got the Eels. Isaiah Yeo, club hero for the Panthers. Jared Wallace, parallel for Titans. Season to remember, Isaiah Papali'i for the Eels. Dragons parallel checklist. Reece Robson parallel for Cowboys. Rising Stars, Trent LaRoe for Storm. Kalen Ponga, parallel for Knights. Hopefully. Well, hopefully the Rabbitohs might bring you some trade, but I'm not sure what else, if you're still chasing anything. How you going with your set? Rising Stars, Xavier Savage for the Raiders. Cody Walker, parallel for the Rabbits. Master and Apprentice, Kevin Proctor for Titans. Ryan Pappenhausen, parallel for Storm. Hopefully. Rising Stars, Luke Metcalf for the Sharks. Josh Schuster, parallel for Manly. We've got rain up here at the moment as well. Season to remember, Matt Duffy for the Dragons. Corey Thompson, parallel for the Titans. Master and Apprentice Black, Matt Dory for the Bulldogs. Cameron Murray, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Season to remember, Alex Glenn for the Broncos. Corey Waddell, parallel for Bulldogs. Emery Gula, parallel for Raiders. High performance, Andrew McCulloch for the Dragons. Daniel Tupu, parallel for the Roosters. Yeah, running out of time on. Pardon? Yeah. Power Heroes, Brian To'o for Panthers. Jerome Luai, parallel for Panthers. Don't forget, guys, giveaways running out. Unfortunately, no entries for these smaller 4-box breaks, but you can still get entries with break 148 or by purchasing boxes on the website. Not sure how we're going for combos. Pretty sure they're out of stock.
Priority combos are still in stock.
So priority and a case.
Yeah.
William Kennedy for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Jermaine Hopgood for the Panthers. Harry Grant, parallel for Storm. Season to remember, Chad Townsend for the Sharks. David Nofaluma, parallel for the Tigers. High Performance Isaiah Yo for Panthers. Jack Bird, parallel for Dragons. Power Heroes, Header B. Valentine Holmes, parallel for Cowboys. Season to remember, Addo Carr for the Storm. Jake Trbojevic, parallel for Manly. Yeah, all our locals.
If they're from out of town, they want to come up, they're welcome to.
Yeah, I said that earlier. Like, if you're in northern New South Wales or Brisbane,
Or Roger Cedar wants to fly up for the weekend.
or anyone wants to fly up for the weekend. I don't know if there's any games in Brisbane or Gold Coast.
Or that weekend.
Rising Stars, Hayes Dunster for the Eels. Tohu Harris, parallel for Warriors. Normally 130 a seat. We'll buy a table which brings it down to 120 a seat. We'll pay 60, you pay the remaining 60 and come and have a great night with us. And all the money, oh actually sorry, I'm not exactly sure how it all, yeah, but it's to support a good cause for Brett Horsnell, Horse, Tyson Gamble, Foyle Sig for the Broncos, number 27. Number 27. Daniel Saifiti, parallel for Knights. Rising Stars, Sam Walker for the Roosters. Titans parallel checklist. What am I doing there? Rising Stars, Josh Schuster for Manly. Junior Paulo, parallel for the Eels. High Performance is Isaac Liu for the Roosters. Tavita Totola, parallel for the Rabbits. Jack Hetherington, parallel for the Bulldogs. Titans, Team High Performance. Raiders, parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Jaden Sullivan for the Dragons. Tony Staggs, parallel for Broncos. Rising Stars, Blake Taff for the Rabbitohs. Chanel Harris Tavita, parallel for the Warriors. Last packet for the first box. Luke Thompson, parallel for the Bulldogs. What is Chuck losing box? Alright. Rising Stars, Valami Vile for the Warriors. Josh Papali, parallel for Raiders. Club Heroes, Cohen Hess for the Cowboys. Warriors parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Kobe Hetherington for the Broncos. James Tedesco, parallel for the Roosters. Season to remember, Joseph Soali for the Roosters. Brian Totter, parallel for Panthers. Thomas Flegler, parallel for Broncos. Rising Stars, Bailey Biondi Otto for the Bulldogs. Sione Katoa, parallel for Sharks. Rising Stars, Egan Butcher for the Roosters. Campbell Graham, parallel for the Rabbitohs. High Performance, Lachlan Croker for Manly. Luciano Leilua, parallel for Tigers. Power Heroes, Daniel Saifiti for the Knights. Ryan Madison, parallel for Eels. Rising Stars, Dejan Assi for the Cowboys. Zach Lomax, parallel for Dragons. Cowboys parallel checklist. Master Apprentice, Herbie Farnworth for the Broncos. Joe Stimson, parallel for Bulldogs. Season to remember, Thomas Burgess for the Rabbitohs. Mitchell Pearce, parallel for the Knights. Rising Stars, Matt Croker for the Knights. Kenny Bromwich, parallel for the Storm. High performance, Mitch Rain for the Titans. Jason Saab, parallel for Manly. Our heroes, Valentine Holmes for the Cowboys. Kevin Proctor, parallel for Titans. Ryan Kelly, parallel for Titans. Season to remember, Alexander Brimson for the Titans. Brad Parker, parallel for Manly. Latrell Mitchell, parallel for Rabbitohs. Rising Stars, Lachlan Elias for the Rabbitohs. Hudson Young, parallel for Raiders. Rising Stars, Matthew Tomoko for the Raiders. Nick Kotrick, parallel for Bulldogs. Season to remember, Mitchell Pearce for the Knights. Jordan Rapana, parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Rumi Grigg for the Eels. Jazz Tavega, parallel for the Warriors. High performance, Reid Marnie for the Eels. Roosters parallel checklist. Isaiah Yeo, parallel for Panthers. Season to remember, Jaden Ockenbaugh for Bulldogs. Adam Fanua Blake, parallel for Warriors. Master Apprentice Black for the Knights. Mr. Zayden. Joe Manu, parallel for Roosters. Team high performance for the Broncos. Herbie Farnworth, parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars, Tyrell Sloan for the Dragons. Jesse Ramian, parallel for the Sharks. Panthers parallel checklist. Season to remember, Tom Taboyevich. Alex Twell, parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Ben Trbojevic for Manly. Reid Marnie, parallel for the Eels. Ooh, nice hit. Jeremy Marshall King for the Bulldogs. Zayden, Black Sig, number 47. Ben Hunt, parallel for the Dragons. High Performance for the Sharks. Hammer Fido, parallel for Cowboys. 2 packets left for a box number 2. Master and Apprentice, Josh Jackson for the Bulldogs. Knights parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Isaac Tago for Panthers. Jerome Hughes, parallel for Storm. Alright, let's go. Box number 3. So we will be getting set up for break 150 once this one's over. Last I seen, there was still a spot left in 152, and only a few spots gone in 153 listed on the website. 148 has a few spots left on the website and a Raz listed in the group. Rising Stars, Falakiku Manu. Matt Moylan, parallel for the Sharks. Season to remember, Valentine Holmes for the Cowboys. Jake Clifford, parallel for the Knights. Rising Stars, Dominic Young for the Knights. Justin Olam, parallel for the Storm. Manly parallel checklist. High Performance, Nick Meaney for the Bulldogs. James Tamo, parallel for the Tigers. High Performance, Jordan Rapiner for the Raiders. David Fafita, parallel for the Titans. Master and Apprentice, Stefano Utikamanu for the Tigers. Thomas Burgess, parallel for Rabbitohs. Rising Stars, Harley Smith Shields for the Raiders. Jeremy Marshall King, parallel for the Bulldogs. Regan Campbell Gillard, parallel for the Eels. Did anyone else hear that Blake Ferguson signed with the one of the Bush leagues? Albert Kelly for the Broncos, season to remember. Elliot Whitehead, parallel for Raiders. Thurmey. I wonder how long it will be until he's trying to get a go in the NRL again. Josh Curran, parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars, Will Penasini for the Eels. Victor Radley, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Tukimia Simpkins for the Tigers. Patrick Carrigan, parallel for the Broncos. Master and Apprentice, Joseph Suwali for the Roosters. James Fisher-Harris, parallel for Panthers. Rising Stars, Talator Amon for the Dragons. Jordan Ricky, parallel for Broncos. Season to remember, Wade Graham for the Sharks. Sharks parallel checklist. Master and Apprentice, Black, Tohu Harris for the Warriors. Adam Dewey, parallel for the Tigers. Nathan Brown, parallel for the Eels. Rising Stars, Jaden Campbell for the Titans. Dane Laurie, parallel for the Tigers. Season to remember, Adam Dewey for the Tigers. Clint Gutherson, parallel for the Eels. Rising Stars, Tyson Smoothie for Storm. Jason Tormalolo, parallel for the Cowboys. Jared Guerrero Hargraves, parallel for the Roosters. High Performance, Kyle Felt for the Cowboys. Tyson Frizzell, parallel for the Knights. Power Heroes, Harry Grant for the Storm. Storm parallel checklist. Cody Ramsey, parallel for the Dragons. Rising Stars, Franklin Pillay for the Sharks. Dally Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. Retirement, Blake Green for the Knights. Milwaukee Photo Ica, parallel for Titans. Rising Stars, Keenan Palacia for the Broncos. Valami Kickout, parallel for Panthers. Season to remember, Ewan Aiken for the Warriors. Damien Cook, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Rising Stars, Rocco Berry for the Warriors. Jake Averillo, parallel for the Bulldogs. High Performance, Xavier Coates for Broncos. Jack Whiten, parallel for Raiders. Season to remember, Matt Burton for the Panthers. Broncos parallel checklist. Power Heroes, Alexander Brimson for the Titans. Cody Nikorima, parallel for the Warriors. Team High Performance for the Tigers. Josh Kerr, parallel for the Dragons. Rising Stars, Murray Talagi for the Cowboys. Jake Granville, parallel for the Cowboys. Last packet in box number 3, guys. Blake Taff, Club Heroes for the Rabbitohs. Wade Graham, parallel for the Dragons. Alright, so it's box number 3. Alright. Final box. Season to remember, Reed Marnie for the Eels. Blake Laurie, parallel for the Dragons. Rising Stars, Dean Arimia for the Storm. Scott Drinkwater, parallel for Cowboys. High Performance, Alex Johnson for the Rabbitohs. Bradman Best, parallel for the Knights. Rising Stars, Taylor May for the Panthers. Jaden Brayley, parallel for Knights. Season to remember, Ryan Pappenhausen for the Storm. Jesse Bromwich, parallel for the Storm. Lachlan Croker, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Aaron Shoup for the Bulldogs. Luke Brooks, parallel for Tigers. Rising Stars, Joseph Suwali for the Roosters. Big Tino for the Titans. High Performance, David Nofaluma for the Tigers. Jai Arrow, parallel for Rabbitohs. Rising Stars, Hylam Aluki for the Cowboys. Tarek Sims, parallel for Dragons. Felice Kafusi, parallel for Storm. Team High Performance for the Rabbitohs. Kieran Foran, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Teague Wilton for the Sharks. Aaron Clark, parallel for Titans. Season to remember, Zach Lomax for the Dragons. Rabbitohs parallel checklist. Season to remember, Adam Reynolds for the Rabbitohs. Tom Dearden, parallel for Cowboys. Black, Master and Apprentice for Panthers. Isaac Tago. Mitchell Barnett, parallel for Knights. Hope everyone's joined the tipping comp. If not, don't worry, it's not too late. Doesn't matter when you join, as long as you get those tips in, you are eligible to win each round. Nelson Asafa Solomona, parallel for the Storm. So it's the top tipper for each round. Rising Stars, Edward Cossey for the Warriors. Josh Jackson, parallel for Bulldogs. Ryan Sutton, parallel for Raiders. High Performance, Anari Tuala for the Knights. Ewan Aiken, parallel for the Warriors. Master and Apprentice, Blake Taff for the Rabbitohs. Joseph Suwali, parallel for the Roosters. G'day mate, how are we? Welcome to the break. Rising Stars, TC Rabuddy for Broncos. Nathan Cleary, parallel for Panthers. Season to remember, Brett Morris for the Roosters. Payne Haas, parallel for the Broncos. Blake Brayley, parallel for the Sharks. Club Heroes, Power Hero, sorry, Kieran Foran for Manly. Corey Allen, parallel for Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Davey Mole for the Rabbitohs. Joseph Tapine, parallel for the Raiders. Retirement, Anthony Don for the Titans. Elijah Katoa, parallel for the Warriors. Season to remember, Jared Croker for the Raiders. Sam Walker, parallel for the Roosters. Club Heroes, Hayes Dunster for the Eels. Kyle Felt, parallel for the Cowboys. Rising Stars, Jake Simpkin for the Tigers. Stephen Crichton, parallel for Panthers. We have 6 more packets left. We have a Power Heroes header B that we need to randomise at the end. Master Apprentice, Jake Arthur for the Eels. Eels parallel checklist. High Performance, Reece Welsh for the Warriors. Tessie New, parallel for Broncos. Toby Rudolph, Power Heroes for Sharks. Ronaldo Mulatalo, parallel for Sharks. Down to 3 packets for our 4 box break, guys. Tommy Talau, parallel for Tigers. Rising Stars, Jason Saab for Manly. Makaro Alawa, parallel for Dragons. And last but not least, Rising Stars for the Titans, Toby Sexton. Dylan Brown, parallel for Eels. And that's it, guys. Thank you to everyone for joining us. I will randomise this header card. So header card number B. And that is from Cowboys down. Alright.
Maybe you can get a lot in that one, Joe.
Got the black SIG, foil SIG.
No.
Yeah, got a little bit. Alright. Here we go. Number 1. Number 2. And number 3. Daniel Jones with the Cowboys. Alright guys, that's it for now. We'll be back probably closer to 4:30. And with break 1